Scott Narver, I am thrilled to do another episode of the Hitman Rating System.
This is going to be the best episode that we've ever had in the history of the show.
Scott, I can't hear you through that mask you're wearing.
This is going to be so much fun. What's your mask? What are you wearing?
Scott, can you just please take the mask off? I'm begging you.
Dang, it sounds like kid balls in here.
I'm not getting any of this.
The Hitman Rating System, Mass Wrestlers, today on Wrestling Palskis.
Hey, Scott Narver.
Hey, Jake Lloyd Bacon.
It is time for us once again to venture into the wilds that are harshly judging people who are better at doing what they do than we are at doing what we do.
So this is where the wild things are.
Yeah, and by the wild things, I mean all of you guys out there listening in the PW Pew 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 universe. We're not live today. Our apologies. We've just been dealing with some stuff, and it was
it's
easier.
because of my father's bowels.
Alrighty. And so not live.
I may have to recuse myself one, if not several times over.
But they won't know.
And I thought the agony that the audience members would endure, not what I would endure, the audience members would endure from the back and forth of it all. So I apologies from me directly, not on Jake. Jake was kind enough to go, no, we'll do it like, we'll endure all the pain, no problem, Scott. And I said, no, Jake, my God, just cut the feed and let them all suffer.
I appreciate all those lies.
But there will be a live stream later of the cleanup.
Oh boy, only at patreon.com/PW Palskis. So even though
Special guest Shotzi Blackheart will be there.
What is that? What does that mean? What's that connection?
Oh, you never knew what she did previously for money on one of those, like...
Oh, no. Was she like a scat mattress actress?
A scat mattress actress?
Yeah.
There's an NXT name.
I don't know.
I think it more had to do with, like, taking a photo of the thing. And I don't know. I don't know what people are into these days.
We're already off to a bad start.
That's the Shitman Rating System.
Shitman Rating System, indeed. But yes, I just want to say up front,
all number 2.
there's a whole lot of number 2s over at patreon.com/PW Palskis. Please consider supporting the program there. You get access to the live streams when they're up, which is more often not the times. And you get the entire back catalog of all the watch-along Wednesdays, all of the other series. So much material, just $5 measly a month for all of $25. And we must acknowledge our current PWP champ, the record-setting champion, Gilbert Short, PWP champ for the month of August. We'll defend that title first episode in September. So if you'd like to challenge him to get your name into the competition, you can only do so over at patreon.com/PW Palskis. Did it. Did all the business.
All the business. Well, no, there's still business to be done here on my end.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there is.
I apologize also for sounding like Chris Jericho when he's doing his ads for his podcast. Like where he sounds all right in the first part, and then clearly he's done his rock concert and then like talked all night and been yelling and shit. I mean, singing. And then he goes like, 1-800 flowers. You want to do that? Because I was yelling and stuff last night. So I think I sound all a little horsey and fucked up, but
I think you sound lovely. What were you yelling about?
We shot some new episodes of The Writer's Room.
Oh, that's fun. I'm surprised. I didn't think those were yelly sort of environments.
Well, that's kind of my role.
Right. Yeah, of course.
I do a lot of red face, yelly stuff.
Sure.
And we had a special guest, Noelle Foley.
Oh, that's fun.
Was there. So I put some extra yell into it because here I am trying to impress and be like, clearly your dad's going to watch this and go, I want to be friends with that guy.
Right. That's the ultimate goal, is to just be friends with Mick Foley.
I tell you, I played it cool as hell.
Yeah.
That was. It wasn't like ultra difficult. It wasn't like, oh my God, because there was still a separation. It's like, oh yeah, that's Noel. That's not Mick.
Sure, of course.
And there's clearly no good avenue to be like, your dad's the coolest. Your dad's just like the most awesome.
If this was like a sitcom, the moment you said like I played it real cool, it would have cut to what actually happened, and it was just you being like, "Pepe, your dad is the three. He's got faces. He's got three of them, and I like. And when the cages and when the stones and he's the sock guy, and she's just nodding at you as you're drooling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were moments that weren't done by me.
Okay,
but it was honest, and I had to address it at one point, and I was like, hey man, be the fucking font, so just hit that jukebox and move right on. Where, in those videos, like we have a ton of, throwback stuff. We try to get it within the years, and sometimes we don't, just to fuck with people because they already go like, that's not what really happened. That's not how DX came up with "Suck It." So sometimes
Wait,
we'll just
are those really what comments are?
Oh yeah.
Oh God, wrestling fans on the internet are the fucking worst. Present company included.
The best person that combats those, if you look at the comments, Leroy Patterson.
Yeah.
We watched his match.
Yeah. Is he
from AEW? He is delightful in those because
he engages.
He responded like, no. Did you watch the video? That is how it happened. They recorded it. Did you see?
Perfect.
Like just very matter of fact.
Yeah.
But so this one I had asked Shane, like, do you want a bunch of Foley stuff? And he's like, yeah, dude, I got a bunch of Foley stuff.
Right.
So I brought a bunch of Foley stuff. And then every so often there'd be a like, oh, this is cool. Like who has this? Scott.
Perfect.
Oh, this thing's neat. What is this thing? Oh, it's a movie your dad's in. Oh, what's this thing? And then it was just eventually like, Scott brought all these.
Right. Yes.
And she looks at me and I go, I am a fan of your father's.
Well, that's fun. I look forward to seeing those. That is a really fun, of all the fucking awful shit on the internet that is, internet quotes comedy. Those are entertaining. I enjoy those.
And there's no sponsorships all over the table yet, so know it's pure.
Yet, just wait till Shane gets that fucking dick pill money eventually. He's been chasing it for a decade. It's coming.
I have it in the contract that if he can't show that it works, then he can't get paid for it.
You're not gonna be able to do that. Yeah, you can't monetize on Instagram that way. All right, Scott. Well, we do actually have a show that we're supposed to be doing today, and it's been 2 months since we've done an installment of what I think is the best new ongoing series on PWP.
It's pretty good. It's neck and neck with the casting call.
Hitman Rating System. It's time for another Hitman Rating System. People seem to enjoy these exclusively on YouTube. I've heard nothing from our own community, the people who listen to the podcast primarily, but the YouTube views.
And we invite the numbers back.
Please do. Tell us.
Hey, what's your rating? You show your work.
Yeah. And for more people than just my cousin who screamed at us about rating Rikishi that time.
And didn't show his work.
No, did not show his work. Well, what's the theme for today? Are we just picking people at random? That seems like an absurd way to do this, Scott Narver.
What is this, Royal Rumble, people? No. Today is Masked Wrestlers.
Masked Wrestlers. So, do we need to right off the bat
address that makeup is not a mask?
Thank you. I was just going to say that. Makeup does not qualify as a masked wrestler. And
correct.
Any mask at all, regardless of how much it covers, is still a mask.
Yeah, if you have some sort of apparatus covering your face, or say you're even a wrestler on the independent scene for a very long time,
right,
that was just terrified of COVID, right, and was just masking, you'd qualify.
Right. All right. Well,
and sorry, we don't include Excalibur because, like everyone else in the world, we've never seen him wrestle.
All right. Well, do you want to start it off? Throw some names out there.
Sure.
Keeping it loosey-goosey.
Here, as I pull up my list, please remind people of the Hitman.
Yeah, so the Hitman rating systems,
system.
if for some reason this is the first time you're listening to us do this in an interview years ago, Hitman pretty much said, I think it was that Inside the Rope series, maybe? I don't remember. It was some interview series.
It's a solid series. Those are seemingly good dudes and like their stuff.
Hitman said that he thinks you can rate every wrestler in a 0 to 30 rating with 3 categories, 10 points in each category: look, promo, and wrestling. And I think so far we've proved it's a pretty good system. Like, it's a pretty, as far as like finding an average that sorts. Some of ours, are I think we've rated too highly or too lowly compared to other people they're near. But that's kind of, that's the breaks when sometimes someone's look is just perfect, but it's all they got going for them, or their promo or whatever. So yeah.
And Jake is more giving, and I am more strict.
Yes, I believe so. With certain things, and I think we have different. Sometimes we don't necessarily agree on
with
what
NXT and WCW. Okay, that's fair.
Or I was going to say on what constitutes like a good look. But listen, we're doing the best we can to find a Palski branded average. So while Scott and I may differ, we always try to find something we agree on. And because you listen to this, you automatically agree with us. So suckers.
Yeah.
So yeah, where do you want to start?
I'll start up with one that, by God, I love this man so much. And I've been seeing a lot of interviews of him popping up because he is some of the latest DLC in WWE 2K25, Abyss.
Abyss. All righty. Well, this is one of your guys.
Yeah, I've gotten to meet the man. I've gotten to, I'm telling you, I'm biased right off the bat.
I think that I'm as unbiased as possible in the sense I think all of the Abyss matches that I've watched have been with you on Watch Along Wednesdays.
Okay.
I mean, okay, that's not entirely true. I watched a little bit of TNA/Impact, but it was...
Yeah, he must have through osmosis, like, that was a name that was thrown around. When you knew of TNA, it's like, oh, they got that guy. That was their monster.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of time there where I would tune in because WWE people I liked went to TNA, and so I wanted to see what Christian was doing, or I wanted to see what the Hardys were doing. And so there was some things I saw, but I didn't watch it weekly, and so I don't have the complete package of Abyss like you do. I have my recollection of Abyss. And the reality too is I'm almost somehow more familiar with Joseph Park than I am with.
He doesn't wear a mask, so we're not talking about Joseph Park today.
But that's what I'm getting at. Like that's the era. If you want to timestamp the era that I was watching,
sure.
That's what I know the most of. But why don't you take us off? Abyss's look.
It is a very, very solid, identifiable look. And sure, it changes throughout the years a little bit as he gets more hardcore. The arms get more cut up for a little while there. He dons the flannel given to him by Foley. But as far as like the most traditional look, and he does like the leather jacket a little bit later on too. But what stays for the most part is that mask, the dark version of it.
Right.
Later on, there is a white version in like a prison jumpsuit that he gets out of the mental institution. But that mask, he has some frizzy hair that he maintains well to give it just such a unique look to that look of it. It's wetted.
It's wetted?
And then just sort of that, I don't know, like a pleather. It's not a vest. Are you looking at him right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at a bunch of photos of him. And how
would you describe that top?
Well, I don't know if it's the one you're talking about. The one I'm talking about, this is the issue, is that I'm going to look at this through a WWF fan's eyes and go like, oh yeah, they were trying to recapture Mankind here. And it looks like that Mankind top where it's got like pleather trim on the sleeves and collar, but the rest of it is just like a t-shirt fabric, just a cotton fabric. But it's kind of like meant to look tattered.
If you're looking at the earlier versions when he's
Abyss
rocking like a chain and doesn't have the symbol on him yet.
No, he's got the big A on his chest. That I see.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a little bit later on. But if you look at the initial look. Like he's got no budget look. He's got a chain, he's got the mask, and he's got
Sure.
a top that's
Okay.
a deep V-neck. If you see that,
Right, he seems to always have the deep V.
that's the initial look that lasted for quite a while. That's kind of the identifiable, like, that's Abyss.
Right.
And then there's variations from there, as also with Decay, where he has the makeup that's like super weird, where he's not wearing the mask. But to me, it's like, that's different enough. You always got Mankind vibes from him anyway, because the mask is not too dissimilar.
See, and that's I think of the two Abyss masks that I see, I like the complete mask, the more Kane mask, than the asymmetrical, there's a hole on one side mask, personally. And I think it's because the asymmetrical one just reminds me too much of Mankind. Whereas the one that looks like a complete, essentially everything but his eyes and his chin, like almost like a lucha style mask, but just plastic or rubber or whatever it is. I kind of like that one better of the two. But I'm probably in the minority there.
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
There's certainly many looks to it. And then there's also the later years where it's just like, it's kind of the cane fruit roll up mask where it's, hey, this is a lot to put on these days. So it's a short appearance on TV. I'm just going to throw this on real quick.
Oh, right. That's when he was less involved week to week, you mean?
He's heavy set. The teeth aren't in.
Yeah.
It's just, all right, there we go. Hey, it's Abyss. I'm going to the back. I'm producing the show. So I give that look, I'm thinking an 8.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, originality aside, he looks like a crazy, scary madman pro wrestler character. Like, doesn't get much more. He's a terrifying looking creature than that.
You've got some Mankind. You got a little bit of Leatherface.
Right.
It didn't go too over the top with any extra elements. Like he doesn't have, he's not naked with fur covering his body.
Sure.
Meat bits hanging off him or something. He's able to move in it just fine. Nothing hinders him.
I think.
And the chain was cool for a bit, the accessories were like good, but he fit his own look extremely well, I feel.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll give that to you. Now this is probably the thing I know the least about is promo. I don't remember ever hearing Abyss speak as Abyss.
A lot of growls.
Okay.
Would occasionally do the occasional promo a little bit later on. In the beginning, he didn't say much and he just, growled and stuff. Trying to remember the times in which Father James Mitchell was brought in to speak for him, which he did for the majority of it.
Right.
So he didn't say a lot. He was just in the back, like often like, ugh. But then he did speak and it was fine.
Right.
All serviceable.
Right.
Nothing like knock your socks off. And then it got funnier.
Yeah, right.
Then he's interacting with Hogan and being shy and like I'm a big monster and kind of goofy. Again, all serviceable and fine. I don't think he's ever rocking your socks off. So in that realm, I'd probably be like a 6.5.
Okay. Still pretty high. 6.5 for your ratings.
For my ratings.
Yeah.
But I always put like, hey, just across the board, if I believed you.
Right.
And you don't have a lot of ones that you can watch on Botchamania.
Right.
Like that's putting you at a 5. That's like, you're doing just fine.
Right.
You're okay. But so he had the intensity. And I think to his credit, he wasn't ever going, I think I should really speak a lot more.
Sure. Right. He wasn't trying to like change somebody's mind backstage. I'm telling you, you're really going to want him to start singing songs. Trust me. Like, really, I feel like Abyss should really start singing. It's like, I like the idea that he watched like a show he watched like Oklahoma on TBS one day in the afternoon. He was like, what if Abyss is really big into show tunes now?
Name me one monster that is in wrestling history.
Right.
You can't. Therefore, I should.
Trying to be original. Right on. All right. Now, the thing that I feel most qualified in probably here is the wrestling part of it for him, because I feel like there's a lot of wrestlers who come through with a similar look and build who get booked to wrestle a very distinct way. And Abyss is in that category. And in my opinion, the things I've seen, he is in the upper echelon of the people who can be a big monster without being a boring monster.
Yes. Totally agree with that assessment.
Now, do I think that he's,
boring? Absolutely.
No. Do I think that he's like, reinventing things and being, I think the thing that his strengths are that he's kind of classic and he's kind of old school.
I'll give you one that he reinvented.
Sure.
Because he does the Boss Man Slam, but he did Black Hole Sun.
Black Hole Slam.
Black Hole Slam, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Song lyrics got in there. The Black Hole Slam, but made it more intense than the Boss Man Slam. The Boss Man Slam was just the guy's running at you, grabs him, goes with the momentum to the side, and then down.
Yeah, sort of a side. It was sort of like an inverted sidewalk slam, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Abysses went with that momentum more and did a rotation, full turn.
Yeah, went around. Yep.
And was like, there you go. That was uniquely his.
Totally.
No one else was doing that. And when he did it, it looked awesome.
It also made it seem like he was so much stronger than his opponents. Like, even though it was all momentum based, it seemed like he just could have just kept spinning or stopped spinning at any point and just walked home with them.
Right. Because then that's Baron Corbin later, where it's a variation of that move more so. But that's like, I could keep fucking spinning. I'm good. Right. But Abysses was simple but spectacular, but also clearly a finisher.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
So he did give it a little bit in that, and the ones that I think we've watched, I think we did watch like one bloody Christmas matchup where you're like, this is just a mess. There's a barbed wire Christmas tree.
Yeah. Didn't it have that was a fucking
Black Rain
train wreck with black. Yeah, that was absurd. I don't blame Abyss for that.
So I think for the most part, and for a guy also that the story goes, the WWE and Undertaker was saying like, hey, we need to get this guy.
Right.
But what was being offered was like Abyss has an offer on the table to come to WWE and he's going to fight the Undertaker. And this is the Mr. Kennedy era, Jeff Hardy's world champion. Like things are a little rough around the edges for WWE. Okay. Alberto Del Rio, I want to say, is like in there at the time. So it's kind of PGE, and they're just flying through people with Undertaker because they just don't have the next thing. Like they tried Mordecai and stuff. And it sounds like, hey, yeah, you get to come in and work with the Undertaker. Cool. What'll happen? Oh, you'll just be the guy for 3 months and then that's it. Like they didn't have a long-term thing. Right. That he wasn't going to be a main player. It was, you'll get to work with the Undertaker, which he took as, well, that'd be great. But
then what?
I have a long-term career here and I have a long-term history here that they want to keep using me.
I am the Undertaker over here. Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly seeing, like, knowing that's a hell of an opportunity, but it's over. Right. And then I would just probably come back here in 2 years or something.
Yeah, he'll be Kozlov to John Cena.
So in the way where it's like, hey, you got your Undertaker over on WWE who like never jumped ship, it's Abyss was a company guy through and through and just stuck there, and guys who came in always wanted to wrestle him, and he was able to showcase those people and have great matches with Sting and Angle and the one you saw with AJ Styles in Lockdown, that cage match. He was always able to adapt to whoever it was and find ways to make it all work.
Right.
Rather than just being, like you said, the big boring guy.
Right. Yeah. The lumbering. Yeah. The Big Show, essentially, for what that would become for a long time.
So here again, like my initial thought is an 8.
All right. A little high.
It's not a 10. It's not, I can't go like, he's a fucking best of the world, but it's, I'm like 7.5, 8. That's where I'm at. Because he's got plenty of crazy good matches and he could do it with all kinds of people. And generally the person he was hurting in the ring was himself,
Right.
to his detriment.
Right. Yeah.
But he would go above and beyond.
That puts Abyss at a 22.5 overall rating. It seems like a fair placement.
Did you sign off on that?
Yeah, I don't know that I would have gone as high with wrestling as you, but your justifications are good enough that I don't feel the need to combat it.
You're not just gonna go, I'm gonna pause this real quick and watch 6 hours of Abyss matches.
I'm also
let you know.
I'm also trying to not reference the other people we've rated in that area as much, because that's when you start this, then this, and you see the dominoes all fall. So I'm trying to not do that, which is why I'm like, yeah, no, I think you're in a sweet spot there. Because even if it's give or take a half point, that would be my argument, and it's not enough to. All right, well, let's stick to let's go another big man classic. Maybe not what people think when they think of a quote masked wrestler. I don't believe we've talked about him. Let's make sure we haven't. I don't think we have. What about Big Van Vader? It's a mask. It's barely a mask.
It's time.
But it's mask. It's time.
It's a
time.
mask on a mask.
Oh, right. He wore two masks.
Yeah, sometimes he wore that big steaming head thing, and other times he just carried it.
Yeah.
Just like, nah, I'm not
It's
fucking
too
putting
much.
this thing on today. One of the most brutal masks, too. Just shoving in your nose.
It had to do long-term septum damage.
Yeah, it killed him.
Was that what did it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Septum damn near killed him.
Yeah, I mean, fucking look. I mean, come on. Dude, this is fucking terrifying. I think the smushing of the nose on his mask is probably the only thing that works against him, because there are times where it does seem silly.
Yeah, but if you're ever to say, like, your mask looks dumb,
No.
you're knocked out.
The commitment to, I'm really curious to see, like, what was the very first time he wore the mask? I'm curious to see, like because he would do the, like, double mohawk.
Yeah.
And it was like, it fit perfectly in the holes of his mask. And I wonder which one came first.
If he was just sleeping on a plane and one of the guys is like, watch this. Hey, oh, this is pretty good.
Well, no, it would be the other way around. Oh, I guess in my mind he was wearing the mask, and so they wouldn't be able to shave that bit. But yeah, I guess you just mean they just fucked with his head. But I mean, we talk a lot about there's people who just have the fucking look.
Yeah.
And Vader's got the look. I could see people arguing that, like, comparing him to people like the Brocks and that, where it's like he was a little soft compared to, like, bodybuilders, but from the era that he's from, I mean, like, that dude was a monster.
Yeah. Also, what training was back then.
Seriously.
How much more often he's on the road. Yeah, he got bigger over time.
Sure.
But for most of it, like, he's in damn good shape for his frame and for who he is. And
yeah.
And it's such a menacing, scary look on that guy.
He is scary. And the era he wrestled made it so that he doesn't have necessarily if Vader came out later, he'd have, like, you know, the leather patches, and he'd have the furs, and he'd have all this texture. He doesn't have any of that, yet it still feels just as menacing with a very generic singlet with tights and Vader time written on his tummy, which, by the way, is kind of adorable. Do you know what I mean? But still terrifying. Like, the dude got away with some silly shit and is also, like, was he one of the earliest people to do, like, the kind of MMA style gloves, like the weighted fingerless, weighted boxing, or I guess I don't even know what you would call those at the time, bare knuckle gloves or whatever they would call them. I guess they're not bare knuckle, literally.
Yeah. To my knowledge of someone I can think of where if he wasn't, he certainly incorporated it to be like that. Like, I feel like Taker did it way later.
Oh yeah.
When he's Biker Taker. And no one else springs to mind of late 80s or early 90s doing those types of gloves where it's he's striking you with them. He's
Yeah.
fucking just he's punching your head with those gloves.
And you know what? For as silly as the big overall horned helmet thing is, it fit that era so perfectly, and it was captivating. And it didn't take away from his character in any capacity.
And I might be wrong with this. I think that also originated in Japan is when he had that.
Oh,
so
I thought that it was like a thing that they wanted to give him to make him scarier when he came to.
Just Japan does. Here you go.
No, other way around. I thought it was something when he came back to the States that they were like, oh, well, we want to zhuzh you up a little bit.
I think he brought it from Japan.
Well, that's fucking cool.
Because to see that in Japan is so fitting.
Right.
Where it's, it's got a little Giger to it. It's got a little
it's
Cthulhu.
It's a unique. Yeah, Cthulhu's. I was gonna say it's got like an H.P. Lovecraft thing with the face not being distinct. It doesn't look like a human in the face, which is really fucking cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean,
it's just unearthly.
Yeah, I would give Vader like a 9 for look, 8.5, 9.
Yeah, I'd go 9.
Yeah, I mean, like it again. Whenever we start playing the game of like, well, what's better than it? Then you start realizing, like, yeah, it's
also his ginger beard.
Oh my god, yeah. Let's not forget that he's a ginger.
And the ginger hair that adds to it, because like I'm sure it could work in different aspects too, but there's just something about like the coloring too, right? Yeah. Like it's the red and black, it's that soft, a little bit of light beard to a little bit of full beard, like you said, that weird sort of double mohawk where you go, well, the guy's not a biker, but if a biker gang rolled up right now, they'd all go, hey, let's go someplace else. Right. I don't want to fuck with that guy.
Yeah. You know what's really unique about his mask too, going back to the mask, is that it's nonsensical, like many of them are, but for some reason, the way that it fits his head, it almost feels like a athletic attire. Like it almost feels like it has some practical thing behind it.
Sure.
And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just because the way the rest of him is, like, maybe it's because his whole getup and it's the way he's dressed. It almost feels like, yeah, he has to wear that because of safety reasons or something like that. Like
when it's more of a maroon color, and not just a bright red.
Right. Yeah. The darker. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a brace. It almost has like a medical reason. It feels like a brace of some sort.
At times you get Mad Max vibes, and at times I can kind of get Hellraiser vibes where when it's more maroon, it almost looks like the skin has been peeled away from those parts of his face.
Right. Yeah, he's just fucking...
with his yell, with it, like the look, that face, it's just fucking scary. He's just a scary dude.
It's also something to see photos of him like next to Harley Race, and he makes Harley Race look tiny.
Right.
What about promos? See, it's weird because I can't really think of many Vader promos from my youth,
Certainly made a catchphrase work.
Right. Let's not, yeah. And he committed to that fucking thing.
Yeah. I'm not as well versed with all of his promos, but I know when he did, he was yelling and he was mad and bad. But I can't think of a bad one. I can't think of him in the same way. It's like, a lot of blunders and a lot of something. He is of the generation of he's just yelling them out,
loud and scary,
but the look is there with it.
Yeah.
So I think it's more than serviceable.
Sure.
So he's probably a 7 or a 7.5.
Oh, okay, that's pretty high.
Because you're feeling something. You don't.
Right.
You don't just go. Like for example, remember the dude Hercules Hernandez?
Right. Yeah.
He's a yelling guy.
Sure.
He's fucking yelling too, and he's got muscles. We don't. To me, I never felt anything.
Right.
Like I never felt intimidated, never felt scared, never felt anything about the guy. But when Vader's doing it, it's I'm listening, and my butthole's clenched.
He also did the one thing I do recall of his promos was that he was like he never stood still. And so there was this sort of kinetic energy to everything, which was that whole like, bull kind of vibe of like, he's got to go. Like, he's fucking ready. But yeah, I'd probably go 7 more than 7.5. But
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's he's in a fair spot there. Wrestling, man, depends on who you ask, I guess. Is it wrestling from our perspective or the guys who are in there with him?
Well, I mean, it's a choice.
Yeah.
And this was not unlike an era where, sure, you're doing one thing to the jobbers.
Right.
And you're doing one thing to the main roster talent, but there's certain guys that could certainly go, fuck you, I'm not wrestling with you. Or, well, Flair chops your chest over and over again. Fuck that guy.
It's like, yeah.
He's going to punch me in the head.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to play fight with him.
I would. The first thing he does, and I'm down.
Right.
Hit me.
Oh no, match over. I mean, listen.
I tapped out before tapping out was a thing.
We can get into like the subcategorization of our 3 Hitman categories. And that's kind of like what when I think of wrestling, there's all these different components to it. It's like the psychology of the wrestling match from beginning to end, the ability to sell moves both as an offender and a defender. There's making it look good and realistic. In his instance, I guess just doing it. There's all of these different factors. And yeah, there's a reason he had such a long and, well-respected career. And it's because I don't think, while I bet you if we went through his, like it did some of the WWFs, I bet you we can find matches that aren't great. But I don't think any of them.
He's got such a huge catalog.
And I don't think any of them are going to be like, oh, Vader was bad in that. I think it was just like, yeah, the product is bad at this point.
Yeah, very rare. Or he's at his heaviest and there's shit going on in his life. Like, okay, that's a pass. He's also an innovator. Like he was doing.
Oh, the fucking.
He did a fucking Vader salt.
Yeah, the moonsault is insane.
He's doing Vader bombs. He's doing the splash. Yeah. It's that move that the Big Show does where he's on the middle rope.
Yep. Yeah.
And then he's
not quite
slingshotting out.
Yeah.
That he would hit, unlike Big Show or something that
never hit it once.
That just became he's doing that thing.
Swagger bomb.
No big deal.
Yeah.
He was doing so much unique shit, and he's one of those, for a guy his size, can you believe that he's doing this?
Yeah.
Night in, night out, for the big shows, for the smaller shows.
I mean, I'm hard pressed to put him any less than an 8.5 in wrestling. And I could probably go 9 to be honest with you, but where do you sit for this?
I'm also 8.5 or 9.
Yeah.
I think it's probably just personal taste at an 8.5.
Yes.
Where I don't always just connect with him on the level of like loving all of his matches where I'm like, oh, I'm entertained by him and this and that, but I know he's fucking good.
I think I'd give him the 8.5 because I think that extra little half point for me is that like psychological investment where it's like they're not just good at doing the thing when you can watch it and you go, oh, look, it's happening. But when I think of a 9, I kind of think of like, no, when they're wrestling, like I'm watching and I'm following, tasking along versus just like, a bystander, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That puts Big
Van.
Man.
And you know what? We'll give him a half off for you just punched too many people in the head.
Yeah. Maybe, because Foley still could have had an ear. 24.5.
That was Foley's fault.
You're right. That's not anybody's fault but Foley's. 24.5.
Okay.
Total. He's up there. I think that puts him at our we'll do this at the end, but I think he is now our 4th highest rated person of all the ones that we've done so far.
Take that, Gilbert Short.
All right. Throw out another.
We're also rating our patrons, right?
Yeah. Ironically, we're not going to get to Maslam, the only one that we know for sure wears a mask. Who else you got?
El Torito.
Oh, that was on my list. That was gonna be my next one. El Torito, right there. It doesn't matter.
He's also my second one on the list that I wrote down.
I mean, listen, El Torito is a humanoid little bull man who got over so huge and then brought us one of the most surprising WWE matches of the quote modern era, which I know has been going on for 15 years now. But
I think that's the PG era now, or the reality era.
Okay, yeah, sure, I'll take it. But
I don't remember which is. I think it's the PG.
If El Torito didn't exist, we wouldn't have the Watch Along series. He helped create Watch Along Wednesdays for us.
Even though we've still not watched that one on Watch Along proper.
We did it elsewhere. Man. I mean, El Torito I just fucking love him. The look is all right. This is
absurd.
This is the hard part with judging the look, and maybe people are gonna yell at us or yell at me. Maybe you're gonna yell at me for this. If your job is to make a little person luchador look like a little bull, 10 out of 10, you fucking nailed it. Like, he has hooves. He doesn't even have like hands and shit.
Yeah.
Or feet, rather. No, he did have hands. Wait. Yeah, of course, he had to have hands. He had to grab people. But he had a little...
I guess I got to look at him again.
Yeah, I'm looking him up right now, too. I mean, come on.
I mean, I would like explanation amongst the lore of how did he change shades of color? Is it seasonal? Like, sometimes he's brown, sometimes he's white, sometimes he's gray, like sometimes he's purple.
I think early on, they committed to the they tried the Giant Gonzalez muscle paint, where it was like human skin to make him look like but then I think they abandoned that for a solid color, and I think he had the brown the most, where it was just a solid brown, little onesie.
But he would change shades every so often,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I feel like that
Yeah, he
I
would.
need to know, as a little bull man, how does this occur?
It's when he's out in the sun too long, when he doesn't get sun.
Okay.
I mean, when you go to the one that has the spray paint humanoid muscle body, that's terrible. That's really bad.
It's not good.
No, but you click one over, or I will say, I don't mind the muscle paint when it's all the white. Do you see him when he's white? And because they didn't draw nipples on him for some reason, or not for some reason.
Oh,
Thank God.
Jake, don't say that you like the Spanish luchador little person only when he's white. Come on now.
I didn't say that. I said because it's also in the brown. Eventually, they started drawing his abs and his pecs in the brown, and that's my favorite one. My favorite one is like, I don't know if you're seeing the photos I am, but it's one where he's in between the two of them, and they're the matadors.
The two of them.
What were they called?
Two
The
guys
matadors?
that no one enjoyed.
The colognes.
But they're like, yeah. We know who you guys are, and we know what you're doing right now.
I mean,
you can't hide that. Please bring out just the bull. And why are the bullfighters friends with the bull? There's a lot of stuff around it that I hate.
I think the bull is their captive. I think I think Torito's like their pet.
They were ICE agents and they stole them.
Well, they're wearing fucking masks.
So, I feel like of all the times that we could have covered El Torito amongst this Hitman rating system right now with
Sure.
AAA Mania and the fucking weird, and I'll stand on this hill and not die on it because I'm just right. The dumb shit that they put on.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I don't know if you've seen Finn Balor and the puppet, and there's a puppet fight, and
No, Finn Balor has a puppet.
yeah, because he's fighting the other dude with the lizard puppet.
Iguana is that his name? The
Sure.
Iguana Man, Iguana
Sure.
Man, Iguana
Sure.
Man. Iguana Man sounds like the Joanna Man sequel.
I think I only get so many of these where I'm like, yeah, El Torito's fine, and then a couple other ones, and I go, no, we're still going with this, and this guy's got puppets. So El Torito right now, it's like I'd welcome him back with open arms
Right.
and have Omos throw him as well.
Man,
It's certainly a strong look, and that dude carried it off. Like, that
Yeah.
guy was committed. I can't say with all things, like he broke the barriers and just made it a great society for little people
Sure.
in wrestling, and people love that bull throughout the world. It's like, yeah, you did good with your little bull costume. Way to go.
right.
I think I'd have to go 7.
All right. In this instance, you were higher than me. I was going to go 6'5".
He wishes he was.
Because of the inconsistencies. If he would have been in 7, if it was always The
I'll
brown,
go 6'5".
the brown with the muscle paint, or the velvet. Because one of them, I noticed he has like it's like velvety, where it sort of gives the appearance of like fur, like his whole body, not just his shoulders.
Yeah, is
But-
it the more maroon one?
Yeah, and then there's also a black one that's the same way. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like
I'll go 6'5".
6'5". By the way, Mascarita Dorada is what he's known as everywhere else. I feel like we should maybe acknowledge
Not
that.
here, buddy.
El Torito. Yeah, 6'5". I
It
mean,
must
come
be,
on.
what were all the names
on.
that fans called him in the airport or when they saw him just outside? Hey, it's little bull man.
Hey, it's Dorito. Hey, I love. Oh, it's it's the little bull tostada guy. Which is all these racist white people getting
It's the cow kid.
cow kid.
What are your udders?
Promo. Did he ever speak ever? I think maybe once. I remember him screaming in Spanish at maybe Hornswoggle or somebody like that. I mean, listen, not gonna. This is the problem with our system, of course. We can only judge what we've seen and what we know. For all we know, he crushes it in Spanish-speaking wrestling companies, but we wouldn't know.
Right. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find anything of him. Oh, I think there's a microphone in front of his face. I think I might have found something. Oh, he does. I did find a 1 minute clip mashup. He spoke in Spanish. He says, if you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Right. Hey.
And then it's just so he had fire.
Yeah. Listen,
He had fire when he said it.
he wasn't non-committal, which we always talk about as one of the key factors in the promo.
Yeah. Like, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
I mean, do we want to just like go
Yeah.
straight down the middle since we
I
can't
think-
really judge it fairly? Want to just go 5 since it's perfectly average?
I can be shittier than that. I can
Okay.
say
That's fair.
I'll give it a 4
Okay.
because while, yes, he did it in Spanish and he's El Torito, he could have also said it in English for an English-speaking company. And maybe that's what kept him from that brass ring.
That's what it is. All right, so 4. Wrestling. I mean, that dude was fucking great. I don't know. It's tough because it was a short tenure that we have access to.
Okay.
God damn it. You know what I meant.
Yeah, it was an itty bitty time.
It was
That's what you meant.
It was just a little period of time. But he impressed. He's got one of the more memorable matches from a little person in WWE in, I don't know, ever. Like that
No.
match. I mean, I struggle to think of other matches that weren't, but this is what I'm talking about. Like
WrestleMania 3, buddy.
novelties though. Like I feel like, what was WrestleMania 3? Who was it?
That's Little Beaver and Billy Jim and
I don't think
King Kong Bundy. Yeah, he fucking slams one of them and he splashes them. It's crazy.
King Kong Bundy does, and he murders he murders a
Yeah,
guy.
he fucking kills one.
Um,
Keep in mind, in that WLC,
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre does a lot of heavy lifting.
yeah, of course. But
and
just,
all of 3-man band.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, I'm trying to think about it from a,
Yes, but we can't.
collective standpoint.
But we can't also just say he has one of the craziest matches we've ever seen.
I said
'Cause
most.
then
I said most memorable matches with a little person in WWE. That's what I said. He's got
Well-
one of the more memorable that was not exploitative. That was just a good wrestling match.
Finley versus JBL, WrestleMania 24, and Hornswoggle's on the outside, takes a trash can to the head.
Yeah. So,
Memorable wrestling match with
Okay.
a little person in it. I got him. Itty bitty boogie buddy.
you
We've seen him.
You love your itty bitty boogie buddy.
He's the fucking best, dude. He needs to go in the Hall of Fame this year. Maybe I'll start watching WWE again.
If they put Itty Bitty Boogie Buffy and
Yeah.
Itty Bitty Boogie Buddy in the Hall of Fame. All right, well, where are you going? Because I was leaning like, you know, kind of in the same spot we were kind of using look. Like I was thinking he's in the 6 range.
I don't have he did a lot of spots and he has a match and it's like, yeah, that's good and all. I can't give him such a crazy high score though when I just don't have a catalog.
Sure.
Because I can certainly say
big risk taker. I don't know how much that's worth.
Well, everything is.
Exactly.
It's getting out of a car is a big risk take for him. He could break his neck. He could break his neck. How's the lag?
It came in right on time, buddy.
I will be more generous on this one. I'll say 5.
Okay.
Because he worked with a tail.
15.5 total. Still
that
a higher
was the age the doctors gave him. That's how long he'd live.
Still a higher rating than we gave Nick Jackson.
And they're the same height.
Oh my god, I love it. Okay, El Torito. All right, let's see. I got one. Let's do all right, I got one. Again, we don't have a massive catalog to pull from, but I didn't want this episode to pass without us at least throwing some thoughts and words out to the question mark.
Oh shit, that's a good one. Fuck. Oh man.
I mean, people
wonderful memories flooding back.
People may not have a ton of familiarity, memory, but I know him from a very short-lived period of time in the sweet spot of the NWA revival from a few years back, where
NWA Power,
where he was doing some of the best work in wrestling television.
What was his other persona? Do you recall?
Like his regular name character.
Well, because he was also a wrestler on the roster.
Yes, he was.
That was, just he was also a guy doing this, and then when he was question mark, people were like, "Wait a minute, aren't you?"
Yeah. Let's see. The question mark Josephus.
Yes,
Josephus.
Oh man, it is flooding back. Oh, this is an excellent choice, Jake.
The question mark.
I'm trying to look up his fucking catchphrases that he would say.
Yeah, I feel like I wish the question mark had more time. By the way,
yes.
if you're not familiar with this person, Joseph Hadley Hudson, also known as question mark, if he did pass away in 2021. At the time when question mark was, hitting strides and real tragic, unfortunate, but
that dude was stealing that show.
Yeah, he was.
Karate.
Karate, yes, of course, karate. Fuck, he was fun. And it was such a nonsensical amalgamation of themes. And he's like this like kind of tubby white dude who's clearly a redneck, but wearing a generic,
kind of just classic James Storm looking guy, but a little less cut.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
I think more beer belly.
Yeah, I think yeah.
But not out of shape.
No. He was fit in the sense that he was strong, but he's wearing a generic black mask with just a single question mark on the forehead.
Yes.
And he does karate moves, but not in his wrestling. He just does like what 1, 2, 3 Kid would do when one of the other guys would get up to him and he would pretend like he was gonna do a karate move.
Yeah, but with less DDP yoga behind him.
100%. Yeah, he was with what was his name?
Aaron
Aaron
Stevens?
Stevens. Yes, I was like, I didn't want to call him.
Was kind of the mouthpiece and
Yes.
would just paint the character,
Yeah.
really like present it and say like what a threat he is. And I'm trying to remember where he's from.
Where
That was also
where they build question mark from, or where
Yes.
he was actually from.
no where they. I'm sorry, Jake. This could be like encyclopedia.
What's that?
Question mark wasn't from where they said he was from.
I don't know what you're talking about. That can't be
I'm
making
sorry.
sense. It doesn't say where. It just says I get build, height, and weight, but I don't get build from. Unfortunately, I can't quite remember.
It was also part of the gag where he was. It's not. It's something funnier than like a Croatia or something.
Right.
Because it's kind of a funny word, but not that. It's not as funny.
Right.
Trying to see if I can deep dive into it while we're doing this, but yeah, the look is good in that it's clearly someone lying.
It's hilarious. When you look at it, you immediately get the bit that they're doing.
Yes.
I would argue a different version of the Grande Americano that's happening in WWE, whereas Grande Americano looks like an actual luchador.
Totally.
And if it wasn't called a silly comedy name, you wouldn't know they were doing a comedy bit. But this, you know what you're getting the second you see it.
Yeah, it's but had it gone a little bit further, he probably would have had a better, like more solidified look to it.
Oh, because they would have spent a couple bucks on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rather than, hey, are you going to use those gym shorts?
Yeah,
Great,
yeah.
I'll use these.
Can I cut a piece of your underwear into a question mark and then use Elmer's glue to put it on my forehead? So he has so here's the thing: he has a bad look, but it's an intentional bad look. So that's a tough thing to judge. But alas, we are tasked with doing it.
I'd say a 6.
Okay, we're right in this. I was gonna say 6'5" because I'm nicer, but that's fine. That's perfect. Sweet spot. Because when it comes to just looking like a wrestler, which is, by the way, like how Hitman defined this whole thing. Like, if they did nothing but look, would you believe him as a wrestler? That's kind of how his basis is. I think 6 is fair. Because he's not an unimposing guy.
Monrovia. So when he had passed in Reddit, when he had passed, people took to Reddit and was talking about him, and someone had written, Monrovia needs its own Wikipedia entry ASAP.
Perfect. Monrovia. Oh, it's perfect. I love it because it doesn't even seem like a part of the world. Like it's like, does it seem like it's like Southeast Asian? Maybe is it Europe?
You can't convince me it's not there.
Is it Eastern European, but also could be an African nation like Monrovia? It could be Central America, maybe.
It's parts known.
Bolivia, it could be Southern America. Like yeah, parts known. Fuck, great. Okay, promo. Come on. 10 out of 10. There ain't no question. I mean,
it's
captivating. Captivating.
The lack of catalog, I can't give it a 10.
I know, of course. I'm being funny, but
I think this is the high score.
Right. Oh, 100%.
These are the high marks for question mark. Because he chose such a gravelly, slow voice.
Yes.
With like the karate.
He's doing like a 1970s shtick. And he's committing to it in the most aggressive way possible. Yeah.
That gives you the clear sense of like, this guy was a different cat. This guy was cut from a different cloth because of those choices he made with the outfit and the speed and voice of which he used, because so many other people would have probably said it fast,
Right.
or a little sillier, trying to just let you know, like, I'm being funny, rather than he is grounding himself slowly and is savvy enough to go like, I got TV time.
Right.
I got to make this last and like hold their attention. So if I say karate, something like that, it's like, nah, dude, no one gives a shit. You slow that down, you say it like that, it's people are in.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. It's so
It
good.
really is.
I gotta go 8.
Wow. Okay. I was going 7.
I'll go 7. That's fine. I just miss him so much.
Gonna do 7.5? Meet in the middle?
7.5.
Meet in the middle? Wrestling. I do think he was a better wrestler as Josephus because he wasn't trying to do a bit, but we're not grading Josephus. We're grading question mark. So I don't think he was great as question mark, but that's why it was so funny, because he would have these bursts of shock where the other people would be like, wait, what the hell is this? Like, this guy's a legit threat.
Right.
But it was underscored with the comedic side and Aaron Stevens, selling it.
I don't believe you. This guy's he's not a sensei.
Yes.
What is this?
Yeah.
I'm going to go and punch you. And then he does a move. And then you step back and go, wait. Does he know these moves?
Right. Yeah. I would argue for a comedy character, not the highest of marks in this category compared to some other comedy characters who that's where they actually brought it, was in the ring.
Limited pool of people to work with as well.
100%. Yeah. And the same. Yeah.
6?
Yeah, that's where I was thinking the same thing. I think we're in the sweet spot there.
Because as we talked about with Vader and stuff, it's for the time that we had question mark, I was captivated in watching those matches too. It's just like, I'm fucking locked in.
Right.
Because I want to see what he's going to do.
Right.
I haven't seen it for 3 years yet and go, I get it. I've seen it.
That puts a question mark at a 19.5 overall rating. I think fair. We're kind of at time here, but we usually do more than this. We want to do another one each, and we'll try to keep it, maybe go a little bit quicker through them without rushing. All right,
okay.
give me one more from your side, and I'll wrap us up since you started.
Jake, look at how much of a weird guy I'm going to be today.
All righty, you're weird. You're such a weird little guy.
Prince Puma.
Okay, this is your favorite wrestler of all time's alter ego.
I don't think it's the same guy.
Are you sure about that?
Because I was entertained by one of them.
Prince Puma, who would eventually become known as Ricochet in WWE. I know him from a little bit of Lucha Underground that I watched. For season 1, I guess, is because they were doing that, which I enjoyed. I don't know that I remember like a bunch of it in vivid detail as much as, because I think I like binged that show. So it was, sometimes you binge something and then because you watched it too rapidly, you forget.
And see,
a lot of it.
The first season especially, it had way more episodes than you think it does.
Right.
And then it also has a lot of the same matches than you think it does. Like he fought Ray Phoenix fucking
a lot.
Time and time again. Brian Cage, time and time again.
Right.
That roster was so small in the beginning.
Right. And think of that audience who probably saw that match 3 times that night. you know?
Yeah, because I went the season finale. Like I went to a couple season finales. I didn't see what would have been that. Yeah, it's seeing the same fucking match 3 times at a taping. But I took notice at the time. I was like, who's this fucking guy? Crowd went ape shit for him.
Yeah.
And it was clear that was their star. That was their guy.
Well, let's start at the top. Look. For Prince Puma. I personally was not a huge fan of the mask because I just didn't like that style of mask, but it was really unique. So it definitely made him stand out in a world of lucha masks.
Yeah, because it had for some of it, like when you see it's the black with the red, that's very much of the Lucha Underground color scheme.
Right.
It was letting you know, like, this is their guy. At times, it did feel like he has some sort of disease covering him.
Yeah. I liked it when it felt like it was supposed to be like spots, like cheetah spots, which doesn't make any sense because he's a puma, not a cheetah. But that I liked better than the weird I don't know, just like nondescript lines that altered the way that his face seemed to be shaped.
Yeah.
Like some of it, like there's so many lines that it's almost like his mouth gets lost in it sometimes, which I guess one could argue pretty cool for a fighter, you know?
And as it progressed, like then there would be other characters introduced. You go, oh, I like their mask stuff way better than his.
Yeah.
But he's the quintessential good guy.
Right.
I thought his tattoos and everything flowed with the outfit more so. Like that's what
interesting
are essentially the connectors.
I didn't like the big. I like the single arm chests, whatever they call that like a lot of the Samoans have. I did not like the script thing across. That to me was distracting. I'm always distracted by like
words?
A personal word. That to me, it's Sarah on Taker's neck all over again. Where it's like, well,
that's
now
the
I
best.
know.
You can't top that.
But I'm like, yeah, now I know you're just in love with somebody. I don't.
And
Like,
it clearly didn't work out.
I don't want to know that for either.
But yeah, the one that looks like scratchy waves.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's the side I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the other one that you're talking about.
The peck. Yeah, his whole and I dig that. Yeah,
like that, and then sometimes he had that the fur sort of gauntlets.
Right.
Like it was.
I like that. Yeah,
it was a very good look for this is our hero.
Right. Yeah,
and I also, and not that it had to do with the look, but it's like, oh, he's a prince.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It does.
He's not the king. He's got somewhere to go.
It matches the name really well. And also he's fucking fit as shit. Like he's got that insane 0% body fat, like crazy athletic thing that when you see him, you go like, oh yeah, this is like his shape alone feels spectacle. It feels superhero-ish.
Oh, this guy fucking hates bread.
Oh my God. Cannot stand a bowl of pasta.
No.
So where are we landing here?
I wanted to bring tortillas and throw them at him at the show, but then people were like, it's not going to give the same vibe that you think it's going to give.
Where are we landing, you think?
And thankfully, it was Jeff Jarrett who told me that.
Oh.
He never learned his lesson later on. Look-wise, I'd say 6'5".
All right, I'm right in the sweet spot with you there, too. I agree completely.
It needed work.
Yeah.
Needed tweaking, but...
Right on par with El Torito.
He needed a tail.
Promo. I know he has your favorite voice of any wrestler who's ever wrestled.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Bobby Lashley.
I don't remember a Prince Puma promo. Like, I know that they happened, but I just don't recall them.
Well, so many of their promos were the vignettes,
the narratives,
of the type that we kind of see now with certainly a lot of wrestlers that don't speak English. Like Io Sky gets a ton of what was Lucha Underground promos back in the day, or Shinsuke Nakamura, where it's just like, wait, these are happening in real time and they're translated.
Right.
But they're interrupting them. I don't understand what this is, but that was such a cinematic show that it all worked.
That was the brand. Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of like backstage. So Prince Pooh, you're going to be having a matchup. How do you feel about your competition tonight? So I think they hid his weaknesses very well of speaking. And also he's just spoken Spanish.
Right.
From what I recall. Maybe there'd be occasional like, and I'll win. Oh, he said words that I knew.
Right. Cool, but they call it cheap.
So I think
but they call it cheap pop.
So I think for it to his benefit, with it being edited, with it being so produced, they could just take the best of what there was, and present it, and it was very good. So again, I'd probably go like a 6.
All right, that's higher than I thought you would go, but I'm gonna defer to you for it for sure.
Because it's the best of his speaking, because they can micromanage it to death.
Absolutely. Yeah. Editing is your friend. Wrestling. I feel like this is his strongest category.
Yeah.
By a decent margin. He's an insane athlete. And I think, and again, I'm trying to judge Prince Puma and not Ricochet. I know that he understands like the psychology better than a lot of the people from his brand of wrestling. And that's why I like him as a wrestler, probably more than any other reason. Because
so you've seen him stabbing people with scissors in AEW?
No, I have not seen him in AEW at all whatsoever.
Ooh, that's psychology, bro.
Fuck, is he doing dumb shit like that over there now?
What? No, not at all.
Oh my god! But he is a quick, swift-footed underdog in a world of giants when that is the world he is in, and he does that role really well because he's very good at getting his ass kicked and having it affect his performance. He's guy
especially good at getting his ass kicked with a mask on.
Sure.
Because just the parts that accentuate the pain and the anguish, because he's not a good actor.
But it's weird. I feel like he is a good actor, but only in that capacity.
Well, I think it's magnified, and cartoonishness isn't the right word for this.
No,
but it's dramatic when we see the eyes and the mouth.
Theatrical.
Yeah, it's more theatrical when it's just those being exposed.
Right.
When we've seen Ricochet, and I know a lot of other people like him, but I'm far more critical of him in the other aspects. When you see the range of expressions he can make, and I feel they're very limited,
right?
Overall, but when the mask adds more expressions that are more believable because that's the neutral face is the expressive mask.
Right.
I think it helped him in the ring to feel the sympathy for him when he's hurt, and the physicality of his body is undeniable.
Right.
That you could see it wrenching or torqued in pain. So I think it's all to his betterment. And then when he's like, I know, I'll take the mask off. Oh, no,
Right.
I think you needed that, buddy. So wrestling wise, 7.5.
Okay. I think that's perfectly fair. I think that falls in line of kind of where I gauge people being good or bad at wrestling.
I think it was being very generous now with the promo. I gave him a 6.
Sure, yeah. I mean that Prince Puma lands at 20 as an overall total, which I think is that's a fair placement if we were to put everything, if we were to sort everything by our totals. All right. Well, the last one. I mean, listen. I think that if we did a Mass Wrestler episode for this, and we don't talk Rey Mysterio, I think we're kind of missing the most obvious path. So let's do it. We haven't talked about him in any of our other ones where he's in.
We also haven't talked to him.
We've never talked to him. That's not true. I did talk to him once, and I was like, "Hey, can I get your picture?" And he was like, "Yeah, okay." I was like, "Cool, thanks, bud."
There's an apple box for you.
It's like, my spine hurts from bending over. Can break his neck. Okay, Rey Mysterio. One might argue greatest mass wrestler of all time. Greatest luchador of all time is the thing that WWE likes to throw out there.
Greatest person with Mexican tattooed across his tummy?
We don't know that people who wear full body stuff don't. Do we know that Abyss doesn't have Mexican tattooed across his belly?
Oh shit, we don't.
No, so we can't
Joseph
say that.
Park.
Yeah, we can't say that. We have no idea. Yeah, Rey Mysterio. I mean, this is an interesting one because I think a lot of the same things that apply to Prince Puma apply to Rey Mysterio, except Rey Mysterio has that height disadvantage, which when you're going to a wrestling show and you see that guy standing next to, I don't know, fucking Batista or whoever, you know what I mean? Like it is exciting because he's the baby face, but does it necessarily mean he has a good look?
He has changed his body a ton over the years.
He's gotten yoked.
And I'm just talking his body, his frame of tattooless little boy, very thin and as fast as he's ever been, that you can see ECW, WCW days, and then tattoos starting getting added.
Yeah.
Then he starts to bulk up, and then he gets in WWE, and he's bigger, and then there's a point where he's like real big, and the masks change, the outfits change. He's covered in tattoos, and
I think
so. It's been drastic changes of look all throughout the years.
Sure.
And then sometime adapting a mask. He's like, I know, I'll just never have it tied under my chin or in the back. so I'll constantly fuck with it.
Also, a guy with a mask on a mask, by the way. Him and Vader share the same, but he gives his away. Vader would never give that shit away.
Not anymore. Never since that kid who's I love you. I love you. Come here, let me go in your house. I love you.
Going back to tattoos, I think that he made a mistake connecting the rosary to the wings. When he had the rosary that didn't touch any other tattoos, so he just had this permanent necklace on, I thought that was awesome. I thought that was super unique. It looked great. It was you could see Rey Mysterio in like the distance, or you had shitty seats and you couldn't tell how short he was. You'd still know who he was because it was such a distinctive shape to his tattoos. And then he combined them all and made the big, and I was like, no, I don't like it, dog.
I thought those were anal beads waiting to be used.
I mean, maybe they were. We may never know.
Break his neck.
Yeah, I mean, Rey Mysterio, you're right. The look does change, so it's hard to gauge what I think what we might.
And don't forget the maskless years that that they tried to blur out in WWE television years later. Be like, no, what are you talking about? He's never taken his mask off ever.
I didn't watch that, so thankfully I don't need to forget it because it just doesn't exist for me. I mean, yeah, I don't think overall he's got a great look, but I don't think he's got a bad look either. I think
he has a very signature look,
and that
is effective. Undoubtedly he has solidified. I don't think the world over,
no,
but certainly all wrestling fans of any generation at this point, if they see a mask, if they go down to, Mexico and they see luchador masks for sale,
right?
There's no question anymore. That is a Rey Mysterio mask.
That's a great point. He did make a mask design synonymous with himself, which there are other luchadors out there who might in smaller pockets of populations, they'll know who that is. But this dude's fucking global.
A Prince Puma mask is not that.
Nope.
It is that's a luchador mask.
Yeah.
And then some people would be like, that's a fucking Prince Puma
so
mask. Why don't you know that?
That you might have just affected my score a little bit. I might be going higher than I was originally going to say. I think I might be going 7.5.
Really?
Yeah. For that, I think you did. You know what you did? It's iconic.
And then when he added the eyes to it, like that was another element where
I fucking loved the white eyes.
That was cool too. Like I even when Rey took the mask off and took the chance of like he's gonna wear the little fucking devil horns and just be this cute little kid who's a terror. Like yes, he's short. Part of the look is yes, he is the underdog. You may go in cross-armed and go, that guy's gonna fucking lose. But he was totally believable in that everything that he did, he wasn't slamming people that he couldn't slam. He wasn't doing things that were out of character. Everything was superhuman, but it was leaps and jumps and reversals and all kinds of stuff that were really special. So I don't knock him for shortness in his look.
No.
Certainly some tattoos are of questionable nature, but I'm higher up. I'm like an 8.5.
Oh shit. All right.
In the look.
Do you want to go 8 and meet in the middle of where we were?
Sure.
I think that's fair. Promo. This is a guy who I think it's tough for as tough as it is to somebody like, question mark, where we have such a small, what do you call it?
Catalog.
Yeah. Rey Mysterio, we have such a long, big, giant scope that we watched him get so much better through the years.
He's really good when he yells at his son.
He's great at being an abusive father. I mean, A+ abusive father. But there are I think when Rey is one of those people who, when they hand him a script backstage and they say, go say this stuff, and he doesn't care, it's awful. But when there's a little bit of passion, I mentioned Batista earlier. His stuff with Batista was great because you believed it. When Batista turned on him, he talked about it, you're being my best friend, and this, like, when he feels it, when there's a bit of truth maybe or something that he can pull from, he's really good. And that voice is very good when it's used that way.
And part of this, it's also why I scored Prince Puma a little high and neglected to mention this, and why I'd say the same thing for Rey. It's like when you watch a foreign film and you're watching it in the original language that it's shot in,
Yeah.
I have a default where I go, everybody's a great fucking actor. Everybody's really good. I don't know that their line readings could be terrible because I don't know the language.
Yeah, 100%.
So everyone speaks more passionately and better in their language. So Prince Boomon's like, yeah, he sounds pretty good. Rey Mysterio, when he's speaking Spanish, sounds pretty darn good. But then I totally agree. Like, it's often very flat and lifeless that he's like reading from a script when it's in English.
Yeah. I think that he's good, not great. And I think that he has shown signs of greatness, but maybe equal parts dud. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like there's no for the amount of time he's been a 10, the exact same amount of time he's been a 2. So it's sort of
he should have been consistently higher throughout the years.
Probably.
And there also just should have been,
it's also story.
Look,
too,
if you really fucking hate talking, you should have had your way at some point where in gimmicks, someone burned out your larynx and you never speak again. And it's only in the ring, or I don't know. It's he's been doing it for fucking ever. And he's okay. I'd rather see him wrestle.
Right. I think I'm leaning 6'5" is where my brain is putting him.
Oh yeah.
You're higher?
That's
You're
generous.
lower?
I'm thinking like 5.5.
So 6 right in the middle?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Again, great when he's yelling at his son.
Yeah. If this was the yelling at his son, was that the second section instead of promo? 10.
Yeah.
All right, wrestling, final category. He's a very good wrestler. I think we've talked about this during watch-alongs. He suffers a little bit from the R-Truth problem, which is he's been doing the thing he does so good for so long that we've taken it for granted at this point, that it doesn't seem as exciting as it once was.
But he's still doing it.
He's still fucking doing it.
And has adapted.
Yep.
And for as much as, always the armchair expert of like, I could tell you this, that, the other.
Right.
I can't tell you all the changes that he's made throughout the years. I can't tell you technically what any trainer or coach or other wrestlers could go, here's what Ray did from 97 to 2001. And this time, here's what he's always adapted and changed because of injuries, because of time, because of schedule, that I will never notice unless I'm just taught extensively, like what happened. He has made that so seamless.
Yeah. It's been
that is incredible to have the longevity and to still have that was an okay match, but it was a TV match that had 7 minutes. So even the art of that to do that for that long.
And here's somebody who, just more recently, I know this was probably a year ago, 2 years ago, but that match with Gunther, where we were both just like, he's like completely a different person than he was when he started, as far as his age and his health, essentially. Yet he brought it
back to like us seeing on TV the Psychosis match in ECW.
Right. Yeah. Yet he's bringing that with a new, younger guy. Gunther's specific style. Like, I don't know. He's fucking up there. I mean, I don't know. Like,
it's also the we can clearly say like, oh, I love Mexican food, but I like I guess it's the more American Mexican food, because we're not watching traditional luchador in the sense, but he's certainly adapted that style, and this is what we know would like, and it's going back to the watch long series, as you're saying. Like, we can watch him and Kurt Angle on a first match and go, Jesus Christ, that's what they did.
Yeah.
For a first go around, classic matches galore with everybody, young and old. He's so innovative. He's so good. It's hard not to give the guy in his own category a 10.
Yeah. Wow. I was gonna go 9. You're giving him full scores.
I mean, I could
it's
go
hard not
9,
to, I could argue
if you wanted to.
Here's the thing is, like, I could also make an argument for the 10. Like, I mean, he's, again, it's that category of like, who like him, who in his category is doing it better, who would get a higher score, and the answer is literally nobody. So yeah, I don't know. I co-sign the 10.
Yeah, to your point, to emphasize that, it's he's 11D.
Right.
He's been doing it for so long, and we just kind of take it for granted at a certain point and go, well, yeah, it's Rey Mysterio, of course. Yeah, it's Rey Mysterio, and he's still fucking going. It's still high level. He's still having classic matches. I mean, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch match of beating the shit out of his son, to have that, and it's like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And they're not always going to be there, but god damn, his catalog is just excellent, and we will always go, I don't think he's going to win. Look at the size of him.
Right. They're not going to give it to Ray.
You know what? This too, with all these that we should acknowledge, and I've never done this, I have no sense of this, but I can imagine, and I've heard stories, all these people that we're talking about are doing this with a fucking mask on.
Yeah, that's...
The periphery is fucked up.
There's something on your
they're smelling
face.
in there.
Yeah, there's something literally on your face the whole goddamn time. The
Your
sweat.
breathing is blocked in some capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, you have to emote differently.
Well,
it's a hindrance, and maybe it helps people, but no matter what, it's a fucking mask on at the end of the day. And this dude's been wearing a mask this long and does all the shit that he does.
Well, Rey Mysterio ends up with a 24 total, 24 out of 30. So as far as our ratings for today, our highest, you want to go highest to lowest or lowest to highest?
Lowest to highest.
The lowest rating we gave out today was to El Torito. He got a 15.5.
Jake, I'm at the lowest score to the highest score.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Not the height.
I'm so sorry. El Torito. Next, Rey Mysterio. No, I'm joking. The question mark gets a 19.5. Just above him is Prince Puma with a 20, just a 0.5 apart. Next up from there, with 4-point jump, is Rey Mysterio at 24. And the highest rated person today. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I missed. Abyss was after Prince Puma at 22.5. Then Rey Mysterio at 24. And then the highest for the day is Big Van Vader at 24.5.
And look at the territories we covered.
Seriously. Do you want me to?
We're all across the map.
You want me to organize? Let me organize it all by totals, and we'll see who some of these wrestlers amongst our other people who they're near.
Okay.
I know that we're kind of running late on time here, but whatever. We get to do whatever we want. Let's see here. Sort format. Nope. Data. Sort range. Advanced sorting options. I speak through it. We're in this together. Let's see. Sort by column E total. Let's go Z to A. Alrighty. So let's see. Some of the people we spoke about today. Oh, two of the people we spoke about today. Oh, yeah. Big Van Vader and Rey Mysterio, since they're 0.5 apart, they're still next to each other on our overall rankings.
Sure.
Big Van Vader just below Brock Lesnar by a couple points. And Rey Mysterio, 0.5 just above Gunther in his overall ratings. Gunther ended up with a 23.5, tied with Christian. So technically those are both in the same category there. Abyss ended up, oh, you're not going to like this. Abyss ended up tied with Xavier Woods. 1 point below Christian, 1 point above Logan Paul, Sheamus, and Owen Hart, who all had a 22 average.
You know, I realize what we do when it's the overall score is one thing.
Yes, of course.
But sometimes it's the breakdowns. Like if I were to be like, yeah, I know Abyss has some weaknesses.
Right.
But if I were to look at it side by side and to see the breakdowns, and if Logan Paul was beating on one, or
right. Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I was saying earlier when I'm trying to not look as we're talking through it in real time. I'm trying to not look at these because then it's easy to go, well, if I gave that person that, I got to give this person this.
Right. Because, yeah, I'm sure if I were to see that, I'd be like, no, we got to knock Logan Paul down.
Well, we could also, instead of sorting by total, it'd also be fun to sometimes just sort, like, let's see, what's our overall ranking for promos and stuff like that. That would also affect everything.
Is that Flair?
Well, wait, let me see who else in our current today. Question mark ended up tied with Eddie Kingston and Jim Duggan in his overalls.
Okay.
And 1 point ahead of Finn Balor, Big John Studd, and Alba Fire. And our lowest person for the day, El Torito, tied with Matt Jackson and Mabel.
What a hodgepodge.
And Mufasa Ali and Johnny Gargano. There's a 4-way tie there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's below that. I'm sorry. I was misreading my numbers. He's at 13.5. Those people are at 15.5. Just above him are the ones I mentioned. I'm all over the place. Yeah. Let's see. You want to sort by one of the categories just because that's fun to see what our overall.
Sure.
Which one you want to sort by?
Let's do promo.
All right. Sort by promo. Let's see here. Data. Sort range. Let's sort. Column C. Promo. So our high, we have yet to give a 10 promo to anybody.
Really?
Which is pretty interesting. That's the thing where it's like we can start wondering, well, who's better than our 9.5, who is Ric Flair, who's our only 9.5.
Oh, that lisp.
Yeah, our top. Let's do our top 6-ish, 7-ish promos are Ric Flair, Kurt Angle at a 9.
Okay.
3-way tie at 8.5, Christian, Xavier Woods, and Eddie Kingston. Next is a 2-way tie between Owen Hart, Jim Duggan. Surprised we gave Jim Duggan an 8. Maybe it was because, did we watch something? See, that's the thing when we start realizing, why did we give Jim
Duggan? He fucking controls that room, man.
That's what it is. You're
Whatever
right.
He
That's
yells,
what it was. You're right.
People yell it back.
Yeah, he literally just started calling people hoes, and everybody loved him. We've yet to give a 10. Our lowest promos, Gangrel with a 2, Matt Jackson, Io Sky, Rikishi, and Lita all tied with 3.
All right. Some days were a little bit more fierce.
Yeah, listen.
I think I was pretty generous today.
I think we were pretty generous today. We have given 10 in both look and wrestling. We've given the most 10s to wrestling. The most 10s that we've given in wrestling, let's see here. Column D.
What, Kurt, Flair, and Ray?
We've given 4 10s in wrestling.
And what, Brock?
Yep, there it is. Kurt, Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and Rey Mysterio were our 10s. We give
I feel like they're almost all their own categories. Kurt and Brock kind of have some spillover, but one's you know a monster, and
it's close behind at 9.5 was Chris Benoit. And we might as well now, since I looked at all the other ones, we might as well sort look here.
It was Benoit's last couple of matches that really took those points down.
Z to A, column B. Alrighty, let's see here. Our whoops, wrong one. Oh no, yeah, right. We're doing look. Yeah. So our only 10 that we've ever given to look was to Brock Lesnar. He's the only person to ever get 2 10s. Tied in second, a 3-way tie. We like big scary dudes and fit guys, I guess, because it's a 3-way tie with a 9. Gunther, Big Van Vader, and Lex Luger. That's an interesting trio. And then the next grouping tied for third at 8.5 is Flair and Angle with an 8.5. And then there's like a bunch of 8s. We gave a lot of 8s out.
Okay.
Interesting to see the way it all kind of lays out.
For our book. Someday.
All right. Well, there you have it. We should get going. I apologize because I feel like we plan to take hotline calls, but we're at like an hour 30 already. So
I guess we need a bunch more hotline calls so we can do a hotline episode.
You know what? I love that idea because then we don't have to talk about anything that's happening in the world of wrestling. Unless that's what
you guys can.
Yeah. You can still call the hotline at 747-666-5606, or you can send a voice memo to hotline at pwpalskis.com, and we will play it here on the show when we don't ramble too long about how good the question mark was. We apologize for not taking those the past couple of weeks, but we've had a lot to say. You could check out our Patreon. Best way to support the show, patreon.com/pwpalskis. You know all the things Current PWP champ Gilbert Short will defend that title in the first episode of September. Check out the shop over at pwpalskis.com. Snag yourself some great Pro Wrestling Palskis merchandise. There's stuff there that's generic and wrestlery in case you're like, yeah, I don't want to wear a shirt with your logo. Nobody knows who the fuck you guys are. Well, that's fine. You can also wear just fun wrestling shit that's, not necessarily branded PWP. You could also just find some cool designs there elsewhere. So all that stuff is at pwpalskis.com. Anything else, Scott, before we get out of here?
You could also get a Mexican style tattoo that Rey Mysterio has across his tummy that says Palskis. And be a real innovator.
You could be a real innovator.
You get a 10 for your look. But right now, we got to thank our current Patreon Palskis with all of your support. We got to thank you. So thanks to Adrian Avina, AJ0314, Alex Pierce, Alice Rader, Andrea Beeler, the current PWP champ, Gilbert Short, Leonardo, Maslama, Mexican Stallion, Michael Beltran, Mike Lucas, Oak Tree, Strong Style, Suicide, Tim Redbeard, Tom Hayter, and Tony Griggs.
Thanks to each and every one of you for continued support of the show. Would not, could not, should not do without you. That'll do it for today. We hope you had fun hanging out with us. It's always a blast hanging out with you, the Pro Wrestling Palskis.
It's Dragon Wagon.